how to kill people. It's easy.
I think that's gonna be good.
He has a lion. No! It was stupid. It's never mind. Oh, did it work? Can I?
Yes!
Oh, sorry. Take that, game. Yes. Oh, that felt good. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm nervous as hell, but this is going to be a ride nonetheless, and we're going to have fun, and it's going to be epic. We're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo-hoo.
We're going to be streaming the saga.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, baby. I'm so excited. I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, Nina's just.
Someone has to be.
I can't handle this. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, we've got a lot in store for you people. As you can see, we even have a special new layout design thingy going on. You can see the two characters who will be following along.
Yeah, you can.
I made those.
She
Nina made
did.
those.
She
Yes.
is awesome and amazing, and I am deeply impressed. Still don't know what I'm saying, but I'll just keep going. Before we actually dive into the story, we've got some housekeeping things to share. For starters, I'd say, do we start with the historical context or do we start with the D&D stuff?
Let's start D&D stuff.
D&D
Get that out of
stuff.
the way.
Okay, D&D stuff. We are using a special add-on, I guess, to the D&D formula, namely the Beowulf Age of Heroes book. I had it in my hands. It has disappeared from my hands. I think it's over there.
Right here.
It's over here.
If you could hold it up maybe for people
Yeah.
to see.
The back.
It is
Very
a
nice.
wonderful book. If you're interested, buy it. It's amazing.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Beowulf Age of Heroes.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in there. But that also means that we'll be deploying some mechanics that you might be unfamiliar with. For example, the hero class and the followers coming along with that. Then more generally speaking, I use as a DM the rule of cool. That means that sometimes I will bend the core mechanics of the game just a tad bit to allow for some extra bit of epic input from the players. But always within reason. Natural ones and natural 20s do not necessarily mean Armageddon versus you instantly save everyone and now you're an epic king. Congratulations.
Aw, come on. Are you sure about that?
It just involves the best possible outcome for that skill check, attack roll, you name it, versus a very, very unpleasant situation unfolding within the context of said situation. Anything else? I might make mistakes on occasion. My two players might make mistakes on occasion.
Oh, I've
Will
never
make
played.
mistakes.
You guys should know. I've never played before. This is my first time. So
She just figured she'd,
I'll
go
be fine.
hard or go home.
I'll be fine. But yeah, if I make a mistake here or there, let me live.
Forgive us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it happens in game on my end, we'll probably discuss it after the session so we can do it better next time. But cut us some slack.
Yes.
Other than that, of course, we'll try our best. I think that's that on the front of D&D itself. As for the historical setting of this game, this campaign is set within a mythical early medieval Europe. That means that I'm taking some liberties with some things, but will keep, I suppose, the archaeological side of the story as sound as possible, using the Beowulf Age of Heroes book as reference.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're ever curious to see where we're getting our intel from, you'll find most of it in there. Place names, people will be next to 100% fictional. Historical fiction at best.
Yes.
And we might be drawing some parallels with the original Beowulf saga, but it's not going to be a one-on-one reproduction at all. We've got our own hero, our own story, our own monsters, our own vistas to explore. You name it. Did I miss anything? Do you have anything you'd like to share before
we might
dive
be
in?
occasionally snacking because it is dinner time. Like, well, not now, but it will be dinner time throughout this. And we have some cupcakes and all that. And my first meal of the day is this damn coffee, so I will be snacking.
You insane
I didn't sleep.
Typical Nina.
Please don't die.
Yeah.
As a player and as a character. That'd be a waste. Anyway.
Yeah,
Please
that would
don't
be
kill
a waste.
us, please.
I can make a new character already.
Yes.
Did you have your spare character sheets with you?
Shit,
Did you
man.
bring them with you?
We're gonna have to be really kind to the DM.
Yeah, my new character, Broca.
Hey, spoiler alert.
Okay, other than that, quick note. Money works differently in early medieval Europe than it does in the regular D&D setting.
Yes.
Do I know how it works? I'll leave that up to your imagination, but it's going to involve a lot of silver and probably also a lot of exchange of goods rather than 1 gold piece is 10 silver pieces is 10 copper pieces is crying because you have to do mathematics while playing a game.
Thank God I cannot do math.
I can do math, but not when I'm nervous, and guess what? So, yes, are we ready? People in chat, we, for the majority of this streaming session, will not be interacting with chat. Just a heads up, we'll be focusing on the game.
Yeah.
Eris is sitting behind the wheel in terms of Twitch stuff. So if you've got anything, whether that's things about audio or visual input, please let him know. He'll try to respond as best as he can.
Hello.
That's him. There you go. Our technical support ghost. And please let us know now if all's good and if you can see and hear what's going on.
Yes.
Oh, are we allowed to thirst for the characters asking for a friend?
Well,
Who's asking? Who's asking?
you'll find out their ages, and then you decide whether you think it's appropriate.
You're good with mine, probably. Yeah, mine's fine.
You're
Yeah,
allowed
this
to
one,
find the art extremely beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, also, just a little side thing. Ava's character's art isn't fully done because the all-nighter stuff, and I also have a paper. Anyway, it's not fully done, so don't come for me.
And it's already so gorgeous, so
Thank you.
can you imagine?
Thank you. But if it changes next week a little bit, colors are a bit different, whatever. Don't mention it. Don't worry about it.
That's just magic.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
in a
Exchange. It's gonna be
mythical
fine.
age.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Suddenly a dragonborn. Hi, I was always like this.
Anyway, if you do think the characters are like hot, don't worry about it. I draw like any anime person is, where it's like, yeah, this character could be 17 or 35. You don't know. So it's not on you. Don't worry.
their age is
I mean,
attractive.
Yeah,
Period.
I don't have another. I can't draw ugly. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't draw ugly people.
Humble brag.
No,
Okay.
just ugly.
No, I get it. This is already a great game and we haven't even started yet. Moral conundrums already. Yeah. Also, quick note. Religion. It is going
Religion.
to be a thing. We are playing in an albeit mythical but still historical setting. Christianity will be there. The old gods will be there. Yeah, that's it, basically. I'm not going to focus this campaign on ideological dilemmas and all that sort of depressing bullshit. But it will feature. Another thing, historical medieval Europe knew the practice of slavery. We will not be focusing on it, but it's a thing that happens in this world. It is not at all the same as the horrifying transatlantic slave trade of modern times, but slaves existed. Free citizens could sell themselves into slavery to escape poverty. Wars could result in people being caught as slaves and then having to continue their existence as such until they could reobtain freedom some way or the other. It might be there. We're not going to focus on it, but slavery did exist during those times.
I love that Nina's brought the miniature giant space hamster hiccup. Listen, that's you'll see who that is actually.
Yeah, those are sound effects.
Those are
Don't judge.
no. You'll see who those belong to.
Right, we found a way to incorporate Nina's
Yeah.
wacko hiccups into the game. Are we ready?
I think we are.
Are
Yes,
we? Are we?
I am.
Yeah. Okay. It is 16:46 o'clock. It is high time to begin our story. And to begin our story somewhat in the fashion of the saga after which it is modelled, I will say to you, dear viewers, listen. We begin our saga as our hero embarks on his first journey into the world beyond the verdant fjords of mythical Norway. Listen. We begin at the exact moment a ship pushes offshore, the Ravbroga, amber dread, sleek and streamlined, a beautiful vessel with sails the colour of a deep golden dawn. At the bow of this ship stands a young prince, our hero, offspring of Varholmen's ring-giver and his Frisian queen. As the wind takes hold of the sail, he thinks back to the messenger that arrived only a week ago, bearing news from beyond the horizon, the faraway Frisia, an uncle's request for aid, for a mighty warrior that could help thwart an encroaching threat of undead horror. Our hero thinks back to his mother's pensive gaze, wandering off to her third child, knowing that she would be seeing her son leave along with the last traces of the gentle summer months. He thinks back to the 3 days that then filled the kingdom's mead hall. The 3 days of feasting that then filled the king's mead hall, the large rectangular space illuminated by a hearth crackling in its centre, festive shadows dancing across mighty oaken pillars, felled and raised again in testament to the prowess and wealth of Varholmen's king, Hedolaf Wormslayer, his father. The king had overseen the celebrations proudly, the imposing skulls of not one but 3 slain worms behind his treasure seat. Laughter and song had filled the air, celebrating our hero's coming of age, toasts made to his brave soul and the many great deeds he would surely commit. Deeds to be commemorated, no doubt, by runestones and scops all along the Whale Road. Finally, then, as the faces of his loved ones and loyal townspeople disappear into the morning fog, our hero thinks back to his father taking out Solkling, the trusted blade of the ruler, and handing it to his second son. Who will come to carry my crown, my kingdom, I do not know. But you, child, will carry my sword. Wield it wisely and with courage, and return to us preceded by tales of glory, he had said to his son, to the young Eofor. To you, Eva, could you describe our hero to us?
Yes. So Eofor is a young man about 17 years of age, with blonde shoulder-length hair, a bit longer than mine. I tried to look like Eofor as much as I could. And the hair looks well kept. He obviously takes care of it. That goes for the rest of his appearance as well. He looks clean, well taken care of. Like he cares about what he looks like. Maybe a bit too much, but he has icy blue eyes and some freckles that are annoyingly cute scattered across his face, and that kind of contrasts the look in his eyes, which is one of a bit of self-importance, but generally open, like an open vibe, like he is looking out for other people as well.
He welcomes the world, but
he
still
welcomes the
believes he
world.
stands above it.
Exactly that. So he comes across as confident but charismatic. Still has a bit of the roundness of youth in his cheeks, despite his trying to come across as an adult. Looks like he's been used to high status position. He has a bit of that noble air
Bravado.
around him, exactly. He's about 1 meter and 75 centimeters tall, which makes him a bit taller than the average person or man, I guess. And he is not only a bit taller than average, but also a bit broader. He looks like he's been training for a large part of his life. And his clothes are pretty fancy. He's wearing a skill mail harness. So that's armor made of overlapping metal plates, kind of like the scales of a fish. It looks like, to be practical, it didn't need to be that fancy, but it also looks like Eofor likes it that way, just a little bit more fancy than is maybe necessary. He's wearing a cloak that is attached with 2 clasps to the front. There's a lot of red in his appearance, like in the colors of his cloak, his general attire. And he has jewelry, round, what are they called again? The round bands, metal bands.
Oh, you can
around
just
him.
refer to them as rings.
Rings
An
around
arm
his
ring in this
arms,
case.
also rings on his fingers. So yeah, that's Eofor.
Awesome. So we have an autumnal prince on his golden dawn colored ship.
Yes.
You stand at the bow. The wind has caught hold of the sail. You're speeding up towards the horizon, towards Frisia, your mother's homeland. There is a band of around 12 sailors manning the ship. There's a couple more rowing at the moment. You've got your trusted retainer with you, your mentor in the art of the sword. Suga, an older woman now, but when you started your studies, you were barely able to hold a sword, and she was younger too, still spoke. Now she remains silent after the loss of her husband and child. But she is capable like no other in the martial arts of the time. Other than that, your father, either as a blessing or a thank God we got rid of the dude, sent a fledgling bard with you. It is a youngish figure, ambiguous in gender. No one's quite sure, no one quite cares enough. They've got the archetypal swath of hair combed across one half of their face, black, some charcoal rubbed around their eyes. They sit sullenly at the mast, tuning their harp instrument. This person is known in the town to be either a changeling left behind by the good neighbors or a 25-year-old musician who ended up stuck in the emo phase of their teenage years for over a decade. And their name escapes me. It is Toke. Toke. A nice person once you get to know them, but seemingly only charismatic when it comes to performing rather than having actual interaction with human beings at any time. What do you do?
I look around, satisfied, pretty proud of where I am right now. And my eyes fall on Toke, and I'm like, why does he look so sullen? So I approach Toke, and I'm like, by dear, why aren't you a bit happier? Look at this. Isn't this wonderful? You're with me on this journey. The waves are going against the bow of the ship. I mean, isn't this amazing? Isn't this the adventure you've always been dreaming of?
So I'm faced with basically the unknown, the sublime unknown, basically. And you expect me to respond all jolly and happy when my home is drifting away from me as I drift away from it and have nothing with me but my soul and my music and a bunch of people I don't really care about because their taste in music doesn't go much beyond drinking songs and the male gaze focused on a lady's breasts or a man's butt.
Well, that is an interesting take, but try to enjoy
Not to
the
dampen the
sights.
mood. I'm sorry. I know this is your great day and everything, and I'm really looking forward to singing your tales of woe or glory, whatever fate has in store for you. So, that's a good thing, I guess.
I mean, that I am sure about. There are going to be many wonderful things to sing about. Don't you worry about that.
I'm not. Singing is my thing, my shtick, if you will.
I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one if I say we're maybe in the mood for a song, don't you think? Right, men, women, what do you think, people?
You hear a collective A and yes and whoa!
Yes!
Woo!
Gone!
Coming from the rowers and the people crawling around the deck, making sure that the boat floats as it should.
Well, let's hear it then. You hear it. The people are longing for your artistry.
My artistry, you flatter me. Okay, so I've got this reflection on the nature of man and this kind of a subversion of the hero trope where the hero is this brave male not concerned with pity emotions or doubts. I've been working on it for quite a while. The tune is kind of experimental. And then
Yeah,
just
sure.
before you can cut in, you hear the voice of one of the senior sailors on the ship go, "Shut the fuck up and sing, lad. There's tons of songs and I know for a fact that you know them because I've heard you sing them when you go to take a wee. We want a party, a festive mood, not some shitty, I don't even know what words you used. Thank you."
Thank you, kind sir. That's exactly what I was going to say. You heard it.
Well, suggestions?
I definitely know a lot of songs that are commonly sung on ships and the like, but I think it's maybe more proper if I let the people choose what they want. What do you want to hear?
Fair bonny lady! Fair bonny lady. Yeah, fair bonny lady!
Fair Bunny Lady, it is. Yes, that's also one of my favorites. Mm-hmm.
Well,
This one's for you folks, those of longing hearts and lonely souls. Y'all know this one. It's
a banger. Let me just get my music out and take my harp. Okay.
Fair Bunny Lady, yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of my favorite ones. That's the one about the lady that's fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Bonnie.
Yeah, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
wanted this, buddy. You signed on for this. Let me just... Okay, and he plucks at his harp and he goes... I once met a lass down some faraway fjord. She needed a ride, so I took her on board. And the crew chimes in with a sort of unanimously hummed wayo wayo.
Wayo, wayo.
And our hero tunes in as well, knowing exactly what he's doing, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
She was a fair bonny lady.
Wayo, wayo.
A fair bonny lady, and I would soon be her lord. And then the whole crew erupts, and we have stanza upon stanza of descriptions of this fair bonny lady and how she had skin fair as the moon and manners unruly as the waves, whatever that means. Either way, the mood is good, the weather is fine, and the boat reaches open sea.
Can I try to sing along as well as possible without anybody noticing that I have no idea what the lyrics are and that I've never heard this song before?
Give me a performance check.
First roll
First
of the
roll,
game.
first roll.
Let's go.
Okay, please, come on. That, that's okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 14, and I'm going. It's gonna be a
+1, right?
Yes. 15.
Okay, we've got a solid 15. Eofor, who hasn't consciously learnt the lyrics of this song, for even as it is a masterpiece, clearly, has heard it being sung several times in the meat hall of his father and mother. It is, as Toke so cautiously mentioned, a people's favourite, a people pleaser, if you will. So you managed to chime in, and it sounds pretty good. Your voice doesn't even break once, actually, which is a victory in and of itself.
Even unique for me in regular conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Cool.
I look around really proud. I'm like, haha, yes. Like slapping people on the shoulders, like, haha, yes. Way to go, yeah.
A couple times the sailors leave you to freewheel a piece of the song, which you manage. Maybe not with flying colours, but you do. And every time you get applause, you seem to be bonding with these people.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
As one does. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Very well. Yes. As this goes on, and before we follow you along for more of the journey, we turn to a dishevelled young man sleeping amongst the ropes and rations stored within the ship. We turn to Brekka. Could you describe your character, Nina?
Currently, he is wrapped up in the sails, the extra sails that are on board. But I'm sure he probably woke up from whatever
No,
that
you're
was.
still
He's
asleep.
sleeping. Okay, well, you see a calmly, peacefully sleeping young man who has fair skin, dark brown hair with a bit of a purple shimmer to it. Very, very intriguing. Well, you can't really see them as they're closed, but some schemy little eyes. Like, you look in his face and you're like, what are you up to? What do you want? Shifty, if you will. The type of person who would always have a grin on their face. Not a shit-eating grin, don't get it wrong. But just like he always has a plan, or like he always is one step ahead of you. You don't know if he actually is, but that is how he presents himself. He's wearing a very dark cloak that is about maybe a very dark purplish, blackish color, and some leather wrapped around his arms as a means of protection. He certainly does not look as well kept as Beowulf would. He has, some imperfections on the skin, little scars here and there. Nothing big, no like major anime gash on his face, but you can see that he probably didn't grow up in much luxury or comfort. Despite that, though, he appears pretty handsome. Pretty handsome.
Of course he does.
Of course he does. Strong ass jawline. Could cut paper on it real good.
Of course.
He would appear to be maybe 18, maybe 19, maybe 17. You don't know. But around that age. Young adult-ish. But you don't know.
Cool. Okay.
And you also...
We'll get to that
Oh,
later.
okay, never mind. Never mind, you don't see anything else.
You see
That's
nothing.
it.
It's dark inside the
Yeah,
ship.
yeah.
There's no fire burning. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway.
even know how you saw him. It's like dark in here.
Yeah. Who are you people? Do you have dark vision? Yeah. Anyway, Brekka, in his state of
handsome dormancy. You dream. As the waves lick along the hull of the Ravbroga, you dream. You hear ravens calling, whispering in 1,000 voices, then one voice, one singular old voice, whispering 1,000 stories. And then the whispers stop, to be replaced by a gentle right next to your face. Moose the mouse, your trusty companion, curled up and snoring peacefully. You're awake now. In the belly of a sailing ship, bruises on your throat, blood on your mind. You hear footsteps creaking on the wooden planks you came tumbling down yourself only last night. What do you do?
Oh boy. Oh boy. I can hear someone coming down
Yes.
to where I am.
Yes.
You are obscured.
I am obscured. I try to remain as silent as I can. I'm like, shut up.
Okay. The footsteps go further down. You hear them pass by you, humming some song. It goes, a fair bonny lady. And this individual grabs something, seems to halt for a second, goes back up. You hear more creaking. It's dead silent again, other than Moose, of course, snoring peacefully.
I breathe out.
Cool.
Okay. Right. I'm on a ship. I think to myself, I'm not saying this out loud. Just start yelling. Yes, I am now on this ship. No. I'm... Okay. Oh, God. Right.
Is this your first time being on a ship?
Absolutely.
I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Right.
Ooh.
On. 17.
Neat. Okay, well, lucky for you, even though this is your first time, the rocking back and forth of the ship's hull seems not to catch hold of your stomach, as a man caught hold of your throat last night.
Yeah, I feel around my neck a little, remembering the events that led me to take refuge in this ship, if you will. I start getting up from my sails. I'm like, Moose, wake up.
Are you just, like, getting up, flexing your muscles, or are you doing this silently?
I'm doing this silently.
Then I want you to make me a stealth check.
Oh, damn.
Do I even want to know?
23?
Yeah,
Damn.
okay, that's nice. You goddamn rogue.
Impressive.
Sure,
16
whatever.
again.
Yeah, now D&D is fun.
Yeah.
Wait till you start rolling natural ones.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Just so you guys know, I have expertise on my stealth, which is why it is a +7. And I rolled a
Damn.
16.
Holy shit.
For your information, viewers, by the way, our players are currently level 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we also tell them what because I'm like a specific subclass?
They can find out.
You can find out. Yes.
You'll find out.
Actually guess.
Little
Yeah,
tension.
figure it out. But yeah, I start getting up.
Yeah,
Moose on my
you are
on my
more
shoulders.
silent than a whisper.
Okay.
Barely even, because the whispers that you just heard were rather intrusive.
Moose, I had a weird ass dream. Some old guy was talking to me. I don't know what it was about. Anyway,
You can try to discern the whispers if you want.
I would like to, because I would remember what I had seen the previous night, getting on the ship.
Okay,
So-
and you would have known what that meant.
I would have known what that meant.
Viewers don't know because I am an ass.
Yeah. But am I connecting the dots? I would assume I am, but I mean, I'm not that smart, to be fair. So
You can give me an insight check or an arcana check.
Insight
Your
check.
choice. Okay.
insight plus nothing. Okay, 13.
13. Mm. You can, amongst all the voices you heard, because make no mistake, even though they at some point distilled into this singular tone of one ancient person, it felt, these were thousands of different tonalities telling their own tales to you, to the ether, who's to say. But you can vaguely recall one of them. You can read that out loud if you want, and just unfold it as you go from sentence to sentence.
Never shall I never shall I relinquish thee. Never shall our entwined fate form cause for disappointment. Never shall I cavort unfaithfully and leave thee. Yo, I heard that in my sleep. I'm freaked out. Now I'm freaked out. Now that I recalled that sentence, I am freaked out.
I'm really hoping that someone in chat will get this, because it is a reference to something.
Oh, my arms started like shaking a little. I'm like shaking myself up.
I'm already.
All right.
I see what you did there. I do see what you did there.
And
I'm not amused.
I do not see what you did there, both in character and out. So that's probably good.
That's the way we want it. That's good.
How did you?
What are we laughing about?
This is so amazing. Okay.
You not getting it honestly makes it better. But let's go. You're getting up.
I'm getting up. I'm like, okay, I remember that poem, whatever lines, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was freaky. I shake myself off. I'm like, okay, well, I can't stay here the entire time. I'll die.
The real joke is that this is actually relevant to the narrative, but okay.
Haha, joke on us.
What does that mean? Anyway, I realize I can't stay here the entire journey, or I'll die. Because I
Most
would,
likely, yeah.
I'd like food and water at some point.
You've seen kids get scurvy. Sure, yeah.
But before that, I also remember what I did before the events that led me to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I look in my pocket and I check how much silver I got.
You have a whopping silver amount equaling £7 in your bag, which is a fortune.
Okay, I just need to get off the ship. I just need to land the ship, get off, make a new life for myself. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. Can I see anything?
There is some daylight filtering through the wooden structure above you, but I'd say that it barely makes the room dimly lit. You can almost discern nothing.
But I can see the stairway, at least, that goes up.
Yes, there is clearly a hatch and a way to get out.
I will
over there.
Head over there and try to let's first see if it's locked. And if it isn't, I'll try to like pop my head up stealthily, see what I'm dealing with.
It is, in fact, secured, but you can just open it from the inside. The people clearly don't want this flapping open and closed because it's a ship, you know. But you can open it if you want.
I would like to open it and stick my little head out.
So just have take a peek for thyself.
Take a peek, little.
Then I want you to roll me another stealth check, and I want to know your passive perception.
7 + 7, 14. Not bad.
10.
Okay. Amongst the creaking of the ship and the sound of the waves pushing onwards, the wind blowing, people generally just being busy with making sure that everything runs as it should, the rowers still humming their song, you manage to pop open the lid, stick your head out.
What do I see?
The sea.
The sea, sick.
Yeah, you are clearly out of the fjord, which leads up to the kingdom of Varholmen. You're at open sea, as a matter of fact. The fog has lifted. It's probably early morning now. There's a bunch of stuff going on. You see the sailors' heads popping up. You see a couple of feet pass by.
Oh boy. Would I know what a sailor is generally dressed like? Or
Yes,
have I
you've been
seen
roaming
them.
around the docks for
Yeah.
long enough to familiarize yourself with the looks of the sea folk.
What do they look like? Usually. I don't assume they don't wear leather armor or anything. They'd wear just a shirt.
No,
Just normal.
just a shirt. Yeah, just regular attire. It's the end of summer, but
Mhm.
still warm enough to, be dressed sparingly, if
Mhm.
you will.
Okay.
Just trousers, maybe
I
a shirt.
will,
probably something to cover their head from the scorching sun.
I'll pop back down
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take off my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Take off my leather armor.
Okay.
Just me and my shirt and my pants.
Okay.
This better work out, Moose. And I
Moose just bops your head.
and I'm going to casually stroll out. Like I belong here.
Be my guest. You now open the hatch fully. You stroll out, step onto the deck, blink in the bright morning sun. You're surrounded by sailors. Behind you, Eofor is sitting, has taken his place as maybe not captain, but definitely commissioner of this vessel.
I immediately recognize him, because royal family and all.
Oh, hell yeah, you would recognize him.
Although I did know beforehand also that this would most likely be his ship when I got on. Yeah. I'm like, okay. I am going to try and blend in, make it seem like I absolutely fully know what I'm doing. And start not working a job, but making it seem like I'm busy. Just walking around, looking at a rope, maybe, pulling it a little, grabbing a
Give me a
cloth.
performance check, I guess.
Shit.
There you go.
An 8?
Come again.
An 8?
Oh, excellent. Okay. As you start strutting around trying to find a way to pretend to be useful, I guess it dawns upon you that you only know what being a sailor looks like, not really what it entails. You know, you've never worked on a boat. Boats are pretty complicated, so you reach for a bucket and then just kind of stand there considering whether you should fill it with something or just put it straight up over your head and pretend you're not there. And as you
Stare
stand
into
there,
the bucket.
stand into the emptiness of your future prospects, you feel a heavy hand just descend upon your shoulder, and behind you you see the scarred face of a woman well into her 40s who looks at you in silent judgment and seems to know full well that you don't belong here, but she says nothing.
Hi. Nice day we're having.
She remains silent, turns her gaze towards Eofor and just...
What? Oh, yeah. I'll continue this conversation later. Okay, I'll be right back. Yes, yeah, you too. Okay. Yes, yeah, what's up?
She gestures at Breca, makes a series of gestures that
I've learned
you've
to
developed
understand.
amongst the two of you during your lessons, making it very easy to understand that, again, this young man does not belong here.
Hello, good sir.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here?
Working
Work?
hard or hardly working, am I right? I'm gonna go
Yes.
fill this bucket.
As you try to step away, you feel the hand squeeze.
Guess I'll stay.
Guess you'll stay.
I wanted to stay anyway. I like the spot.
Why don't we go for a little? Well, we can't really go for a walk, but why don't we take this to the side over there?
You
Yeah,
can
okay.
move
Right,
to the back
Sigurd?
of the ship. At the back of the ship, there's only the captain yelling commands.
Yeah.
But you'll have relative privacy over there.
Let's go there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. The hand squeezes just a little
Well,
tighter.
I'm not
and-
resistant. I'm walking.
Okay. You are gently guided
Yeah, I'm,
to follow the young prince, Eofor, whomst you've seen from a distance, more than enough to know that you are in deep shit, because this person has the authority to have you executed. What happens?
Oh, as soon as we're quite a distance from the other sailors, like I laugh at some people and I shake some hands and I'm like,
just
And
walking
then-
around shaking.
vote for Eofor, vote for Eofor.
tapping sailors on their shoulders so they can stop rowing to just...
Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing, because I do know things about sailing, but I
you
find
know
it really
jack
important.
shit about being social.
Exactly, yeah. I'm like, I'm not used to this.
In my head, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
And then as soon as we have a little bit of privacy, I turn to this young man and I'm like, what do you want?
Well, I'm on a boat.
You're on my ship, my
Yeah.
father's ship.
Well, semantics. What do people on a boat want to do? Go from place A to place B.
Oh, yes. And I mean, this is, of course, not a very, very special journey with a very important person over here that, I mean, could be executed or stolen from, or I don't know. I mean,
Your Highness, look at me.
I am.
No, look me up and down.
I look him up and down. What do I see?
A really hot guy.
Fuck.
But also a skinny frame of a man.
He's sinewy.
I'm 170. I'm like a bit shorter
I'm
than
looking
you.
down on you.
Yeah, you are.
Mhm, yes, I am.
My lord, do I look like I could possibly harm you? I mean, look at you. You look so broad and strong. I couldn't lift a finger to you if I tried.
Every time your hand draws closer to Eofor, you feel the calloused grip of Signa, his caretaker, just tighten a little and then release.
I am merely an expressive talker, ma'am.
So you thought that in this way you could have free passage? Or are
I'll
you
work
running
for it.
from something?
I'll work for it. It doesn't have to be free. Whatever you need, my lord. I'm at your beck and call.
What do I know about what transpired back home?
Would it be in the
Like,
news?
was it
Did
the
the little
talk of the
guy?
town?
Yeah, did the little guy run
So,
around
yeah.
yelling it?
I think it got eclipsed by, the festivities surrounding your departure, but you can give me an insight check, I guess, to, determine whether you would have caught anything.
To see
Heard
whether I was just
anything?
busy with myself or
Maybe.
also still listening to what was happening about. Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess it was at the harbor, so. yeah.
No.
Haha, no.
5.
Okay, so you do recall there being some kind of incident. Someone died, but we're in the Middle Ages, dude. Smell the plague. Everyone dies.
All right. So, you haven't taken anything that wasn't yours while you were on this ship.
You can search me if you'd like.
empty your pockets.
Okay, I do. With no hesitation, I just throw it on the floor. I don't even know what I still had on me, by the way. I probably would have taken off my long sacks because that was big. Probably would have my sacks on me, which is, for the people at home, like a little dagger, and the long sacks just like
Yes,
longer.
we will be referring to most weapons that still sort of use the systems of regular D&D weapons as their historical counterparts.
Yeah, so I would probably have my sacks on me, and then just the rest of my basic equipment that I would have in my pouch.
I would argue that you've got your sacks hidden.
Yeah, but yeah.
If you empty your pockets, there's probably some thieves' tools in there, maybe a couple
thieves'
pebbles.
tools, 1,000 small rocks.
You just turn your pockets inside out and just a waterfall of tiny rocks.
Yeah, I got like 10 pythons in there, a little bell. You don't know for what, but it's in there. Got some string.
At some point,
some rope.
a very displeased mouse just comes out and just circles Brekka's arm and perches on top of his shoulder. Just gives you this mean
I give a very unmanly
mean glare.
I mean, you have something on your...
This? Oh, that's Moose.
That's your...
He's my
I'm
buddy.
not even gonna ask.
Yeah. He's
All
a
right.
friend.
So why don't you start with being honest? Why are you here? If not to
Because I
kill
need
me, steal from me.
to get from place A to place B.
And why do you need to get to place B? You don't look like someone with intercontinental connections.
Continents?
National.
What the fuck is a continent?
Good question. Canon. AO4 invented continents.
I'll believe you. You've
We're
had a better education
rewriting
than
history
me.
as we play. Woo.
So if you don't necessarily have to get to place B, does that mean you have to leave place A?
Perhaps. Perhaps that could be part of it. Yes. I
Okay.
can tell you that much. I've had some experiences in the last few days. I lie. Just to not directly tie me to the possible accident.
You can at any time request a roll. For example, if you want to find out
Insight
whether
check.
you feel something's off, you can ask me for an insight
Yeah,
check. If you
yeah.
don't, I'm just gonna let this
Mhm.
lie.
Yeah, I want to see if I can feel if he's bullshitting me.
You can roll me an insight check with a contested deception check from your side.
Oh, that's 14.
This is gonna be close, right? Okay.
What's the deception? Where are you at?
Yep.
16.
I'm still getting used to this sheet. It's formatted differently. 15. Come on. Shit.
There's no denying that this character is shifty, that he's somewhere he shouldn't be, but in all his vagary, you're not immediately smelling any deceit.
I'm
Okay.
also only lying a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
so it's hard to pick up on.
Sure.
And I need to leave. I do. I'd say there's, us who aren't born in such nobility, we make enemies sometimes. We have to live on the streets. It's a tough life out there. And I have some people after me, and I had to run. I really didn't have another choice.
I'm gonna make my first roll of the campaign.
Oh
gosh, she's trying to look through me.
You rolled a 16, right?
Sure did.
It's meet or beat, right?
Meet or beat?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Meter beat. Yeah.
16?
That means yeah.
You feel the grasp tighten again, and then on the spot where Moose is sitting, you feel movement as Moose quickly scurries back into your pocket, and you feel a face come to rest upon your shoulder. Breathe out heavily.
What does that mean? Can you
And
translate
you
that for me?
see Signa stare at you and then point to her forehead and snap her neck as if dying.
Which I interpret to mean.
Well, you do remember that there was an accident last night, that someone died. And
What
it's
does
up
that
to
mean?
you
What is she
whether you
doing?
actively...
Okay, yes. So, whereas first you saw that I was believing you, even feeling for you a bit. Like, I mean, you were describing your life on the streets. I'm a good guy, you know. I look out for our subjects. It's what we do. We have to protect each other, you know.
Pure of heart, noble of soul.
Exactly. But now the trace, like the faintest smile that was still on my face, just disappears, and I take a step forward. Like, I'm a bit taller than you, so stare you in the face up close and saying, "So, tell me, are you a murderer?"
Define murderer.
The fact that you even have to
No, I don't. No. Define murderer.
lower your finger when you are talking to me.
In my head, I'm like, oh, what a fucking prick. Oh, I want to beat his ass. I wish I could. God, I wish I could. My finger's lowered.
Do you want to be thrown off this ship?
Not particularly.
Because, I mean, it's really easy for me.
Okay, listen, hear me out. Is it murder if it's an accident? You tell me.
Do I believe that it was an accident?
I'm not lying.
I don't know, give me an insight check, I guess.
Everything you say is sneaky.
Yeah, it's
I'm
true.
never going to believe you if everything you say is sneaky, even the truth. 14.
You're fairly certain that the boy believes it to be an accident, feels it to be an accident.
That's why I asked. Define murder. Have I intentionally gone out of my way to kill someone in cold blood? No, I wouldn't. Is someone dead? You know.
I turn to the captain, like in the direction of the captain, and I say, "Captain, good captain, how many days will our journey still last?"
Oi, sonny, it should be about 3 days if the wind stays favourable.
3 days. Thank you, good sir.
He turns back round.
I look
Does
back to
whatever
you.
captains do. On
Yeah,
a ship.
that's whatever captains do. Fill a bucket with something.
Put it over their head. Try to hide from the sins, yeah.
I turn back to you and I go, well, since we won't be arriving at our destination for another 3 days, and frankly, I'm a little bored. There's not too much to do on the ship. I'm giving you 3 days to convince me to let you live.
Okay. I'll take that deal.
Great.
You see Signa frown. She does not seem to be approving of this, but she won't voice her concerns nor express them in any other way because she knows what your position is versus hers. She does lift her posture, move away from your shoulder, release her grip. Did you ditch the sacks or not?
The sacks?
The dagger.
No, it was just somewhere on my body.
Okay.
Because I was emptying out my pockets and it probably wouldn't
Yeah,
have been
yeah, but
in
you
my
haven't
pockets.
revealed any
No.
weapons.
No.
In that case, she's going to pet you down.
Okay. I let her. I'm like, go ahead, ma'am.
Let's say that you would have hidden this blade at some point, and let's have you make a sleight of hand check and see how well you
Okie dokie.
did.
Not great. 10.
She has some difficulty because you knew what you were up to, but she does find the blade. She lifts it at you.
Well, yeah. How
Tilts
else did
her
I
head
kill
again.
that guy?
Then holds it off the side of the boat, atop the water.
Well,
I'll hold that for now.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
yeah. How about we don't throw that off the
She
board?
flips it around, holds it by the blade so you can grab the hilt.
That's my only
Thank you
one.
very
The other
much,
one,
Signe.
the other one got stuck somewhere. Anyway, I have a lot of qualities, my lord. I can do a lot. I can help you out. Anything you need.
And what do you imagine someone like you could help someone like me with?
Well, you're on a journey. I would know that much, right? Just he's gonna do something heroic.
You've been present for those festivities. You know what's up.
You're clearly going on a great adventure.
The greatest.
The greatest. You're going to make a name for yourself. You're going to put yourself in the... Do books exist yet? You're going to create tales that will span generations. But you're also going into unknown territory. You'll be, among people like me, among the streets. It would be most beneficial to have someone who knows the ins and outs, who can perhaps get into places quietly, as you have such presence and such a charismatic, energy. Your aura is simply unmissable. So, I could help you out with the little things. So you don't have to worry about them. Obviously, you can do them. You can do anything.
At this point, Signe rolls her eyes majestically and just walks away out of the conversation. You're by yourselves now.
But why should you do
I don't
everything?
interrupt you. I kind
Yeah.
of like all this praise. I mean, I'm bored on the ship. Someone is praising the hell out of me. I'm not going to stop it.
Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but why would you? You're the prince. Small tasks like that, that's for people like me to do. And all I ask in return is my life. And perhaps if I've proved myself, maybe you could get me not killed. And maybe I could go back home.
I guess it would be a great show of character if I don't start this journey off by having someone thrown off my father's beautiful ship.
So charitable. What an open-hearted prince, fit to lead our village, our kingdom.
Now you're laying it on too thick.
Okay.
I am intrigued by your proposition. I have a counter proposition.
Okay.
Remember the 3 days we were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you take those 3 days as, let's say, a sort of trial? We'll make it fun. This can be interesting for all of us. You can
An
show me
internship.
exactly what your an internship
I just made that up. That's canon now.
canon. And it's called that because it was thought of on a ship. Yes.
And
yes.
you've invented continents. You've invented internships. You're rolling.
Continents and internships. Yes. We're almost at capitalism. Yes. So, why don't you show me what your capabilities are
Okay.
in the next 3 days?
Okay. I will need one condition to do that. I'm going to need your scary lady friend not to kill me while I do those things.
I look at Signe and I
She's quite a few paces away, but she hasn't taken her eyes off of the two. of
eyes
you.
are still like
Yep.
piercing, like staring daggers.
She's
at-
having a staring contest
Okay.
with Moose. It's impressive. Battle of Titans.
Somehow they look equally vicious.
They're well matched. But she catches hold of your signals.
Yes.
Sort of relaxes.
I tell her, it's okay for now. And if he tries anything, you know what to do.
Oh.
Or I can do it. I mean, I flex my muscles. I'm not out of practice. I mean, I've only been on sea for a short while now, so I'm also more than capable to deal with you.
Of course. In
If
my
you
head, I'm
try
like,
anything.
God damn, what a piece of work. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Oh no.
I flexed again.
By Odin, I am tired.
All right.
Who's
By the
Jesus?
mighty Woden. you would
I would know Jesus, but I
probably-
do not believe in him. Fuck that guy. I guess I don't know. I just know he exists. All I know is the ravens.
a bit of context. Christianity is slowly crossing the European continent. Some monarchs, some rulers decide to give up on their old faith, partially. So obviously there's a lot of intermingling and fusion going on there, religiously and ideologically speaking. Your father, King Beowulf, has not converted. He has not condemned this new faith, colonizing his country, but he still sticks to the old faith, as do his loyal citizens, as do you.
As do I, indeed. All right. You can kind of see that my very serious face I put on kind of melts, and I kind of again slap you on the shoulder, like in a friendly way. But I don't really know my own strengths.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it
I
hurts
have
a bit. It
You
hurts.
still knock the air out of poor Brick.
and I go, well, all right then. Now that we've talked about that, why don't we begin by you introducing yourself?
Of course, we skip past that
Yes, we
with the
did.
whole murderous intent thing. Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Odin. God.
What is your name?
My name is Brekka.
Well, it's great to make your acquaintance, Brekka. I look forward to seeing your skill set.
But of course, I already, of course, know your name. No need for introductions.
Would probably still introduce yourself with full regalia. Have the whole bloodline coming through, though.
Yes. Okay, so exactly. Every opportunity I have to brag about my father and his accomplishments, I take. So I go, and of course, as you know, I am Beowulf, son of Beowulf, Worm Slayer. You have obviously heard of him. Son of, and I just go naming all the forefathers of my father.
I start zoning out. I just start looking into the sea, considering, maybe I should jump. Maybe I should just jump. I do not, but I consider it for a moment.
Because this impressive listing of predecessors goes on for quite a while, and at quite the volume. At some point you hear the captain snickering and going,
Laddie, do you think you could leave me to my concentration there?
Oh,
Trying to navigate a ship, don't need your ancestors to intervene with that. Thank you.
oh, that is okay. I was almost done anyway. I mean, I had arrived at my great grandfather, and then
I'm
we get
going
to
to
Siegmund.
puke, kid. I'm going to puke. Get your ass down. Go do whatever you want to do, and leave the ship to me.
Yes, Captain. And I try to make it as if I was still in charge of that conversation, but I was obviously not. So I walk into a corner and I begin. I take out my smithing kit, my smithing supplies, and I begin sharpening my sword. That's kind of a nervous tick for me.
okay, so do you two want to undertake anything else during this day, or will you just let it pass by, both thinking about the things on your mind and maybe preparing for some sort of diabolical challenge awaiting you?
Yeah, the last thing the last thing I told you was think of a way to impress me, to show me what you've got.
Okay. All right.
And I'll do the same. But I mean, if you take the initiative, of course, that's bonus points. So, and I wink and I walk away.
See, still talking about the challenge. I don't know.
No, that was not the direction I was taking.
Then why did you wink at me?
No, because I wink at everyone because I'm charismatic.
Okay, I was like, okay.
Needless to say, this is out of character.
Yes, okay.
This is not happening on that ship.
Out of character.
Anyway, this is going to be an enemies to lovers story. Prepare y'all's asses. No.
I feel naked now, so I'm gonna put on my clothes. I'm gonna go down
Put all the medieval style ball bearings back into your pockets.
Take my shit from the ground, go down, put on my cloak. Now that I've won't at least be killed walking around the ship, I feel a little comfortable.
You still get suspicious glares
That's
from
fine.
the ship's
That's
crew.
fine. I'm used to that in my daily life anyway.
Yeah. Toke gives you this sullen gaze. And other than that, it's just an ongoing staring contest between Moose and Signa. That's it.
Stop looking at her. Stop. Why are you like, stop?
If mice could show contempt.
Mice?
Mice,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah, it's mice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If mice could show contempt, then that's what Moose is showing right now.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll make up something to do tomorrow. I in favor of looking up something to do tomorrow. I look around this ship. Is there like a captain's chamber or something?
You've got below deck,
Mm-hmm.
and below deck is definitely divided up in compartments.
Mm-hmm.
The captain has his own small cubicle,
Mm-hmm.
as does Eofor. Other than that, it's just storage and bunks.
What would be the most impressive?
You tell me.
I'm thinking. I figure Beowulf would be most. Eofor, sorry, Beowulf.
Wrong hero.
Eofor would be most impressed if the person, and also pissed. I actually don't know if the person I slight is him, because who could ever get past him? I'm gonna be a little bold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because the lady scares me too much.
She
not-
will skin you
I will
before
not-
you even touch
I am
her.
not messing with her. And I don't think the captain would have that much of value on him. Maybe he does. I don't know how much a captain makes. What's his yearly salary? Is it good?
It's pretty solid, especially since he's the one
Mm,
escorting the king's son.
Mm-hmm.
that is fair. But I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be a little funny if I present Eofor with one of his own items. So I will not do it this day, but I will, walk around below decks, scout it out, if you will, and make my preparations for the coming day.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
13.
You know what you're doing, but you're still, gathering your bearings. After this little altercation, you were in a pretty unfamiliar environment. You've got a lot of suspicion to deal with, but you get around. You make your preparations.
Okay.
Maybe not as airtight as you'd like them to be, but you get there.
That's it for today.
Cool. Anything you'd like to undertake?
Well, I'm just making a lot of small talk with a lot of people who have way better things to do.
You get grunts, you get questioning looks with some sort of reverence mixed in, because they do know who they're dealing with, but this is their domain and quite clearly not yours.
Yeah, I start talking about my jewels and which rings I have been given at which moment in time because of which accomplishment, and hinting at which might make them happy, hinting at the that I intend to, whatever I accomplish, I intend to share my wealth with them, because obviously I intend to be a giver of rings for them as well. So I emphasize how grateful I am for their actions, and that if they serve me well, I will serve them well in return, and just being pretty boisterous.
You like try to be generous, but in the end it ends up being blowing your own horn. And you know, the people kind of seem to appreciate your attempts at being sociable, but then you're also just kind of a pompous ass. So it's mixed feelings, but you're making progress.
Great. And then at a certain point, I'm like, hey, do the bunny lady again, in attempts to get everyone like hyped up again.
Sure. Toge sighs, the most tortured of sighs, the most sullen, mysterious artist of sighs, but, you know, honors your request and starts Bonnie Lady again. Everything's well.
Amazing.
It's a nice day out to be on the sea.
I'm like, what the hell?
Be
is
stuck
this?
with people you don't like.
I just keep walking around for the rest of the day, just restless. Like, I'm not used to doing nothing, so I'm just walking around, talking to people, stuff like that.
I just look at him walking around, kind of amused.
Just trying to discern patterns in
Yeah,
his
I'm
daily
like,
routine.
trying to see what's he thinking. Like when you look at an animal sometimes, and you're like, what are you thinking? That's kind of how I'm looking at AO4 right now. Like, what is he? What's he
Kind of
doing?
like you're looking at a bear in a zoo and
Yeah.
just waving, seeing if it waves back.
Yeah.
It's all big, but it's also kind of soft. Is this thing intelligent? I don't know.
Sure, okay.
Good question.
Unless you've got very thought out plans for the following days. For efficiency's sake, I'm just going to fast forward a little to either you executing your plan or you announcing that it is time for the plan to be executed.
I'd like to do it before, but I mean, depends on when you would announce it, I guess. I wouldn't wait for the announcement.
You
at
said
least.
it'd be the next 3 days, so
I'll probably get bored really quickly. So
probably
1 hour after
yeah.
this conversation, you going to do anything cool yet?
Well, probably in the morning of the next day, I'll be like, but maybe before that, you've already attempted something. I don't know.
I'm definitely not attempting something at night when everyone's in their room sleeping.
No way, right?
No, I'm not. That was a statement. I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
I know it's hard to
Tell me.
discern, but I'm
I was
actually
very
not. The
suspicious of that.
last time I did that.
Okay, in that case, I seek you out the next day in the morning. Do I notice where you're sleeping? You're just
I probably just went back to the sail.
stack of ropes
Stack of
somewhere.
ropes. Yeah,
little,
sure.
little sail half covering me. Sleeping.
At some point, one of the sailors does notice you. And
We've got a spare bat for you if you want.
That'd be lovely. Thank you so much. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's just a leather sack, really, but you can store your
Anything.
shite. And
Anything.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
you've got permission and all that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
And,
Thanks.
Enjoy your stay, sir.
And you as well. And I go. And also you.
you should get a job in the hotel business.
Yeah.
So then during the next morning, I just walk up to you. Are you on the deck or so, or are you still
Yeah.
sleeping? You sleeping in?
No, I wouldn't be sleeping in.
All right. And then I approach you and I'm like, "Hello, Brecca. Good morning. How are you today?"
Wonderful.
Yes, I hoped so, because I was thinking that now would be a grand moment to for you to show me what you are capable of.
Oh my lord. Perhaps I've already started.
Have you?
I walk away.
Okay.
Cool. There's not much place to go on a boat.
Go to the other
Just
side.
take one step into the other direction and stare at the sea. Yeah.
Put my feet up, just look out. Yeah. No, I just as far as I can. Just
All
the other
sailors
way.
just briefly stop rowing to the dismay of the captain and just go, and then continue as you
They're like-
pose handsomely on the bow.
That makes me a bit awkward because I'm not used to people leaving conversations with me unless given
Yeah, this is fairly unheard of.
unless given permission. So I don't really know what to do. So I just pretend that I was
Just flap your arms.
just start chipping away at the sword again. And I think to myself, okay, well, apparently he has a plan, so I'll just wait and see. And I mean, if this insolence only continues and he doesn't prove his worth, I can always have him thrown off the ship. Yes. I'll be fine, yes. This doesn't hurt my reputation. It's fine.
Okay. What I'd like to ask, what is the weather like today? Is it nice?
It's nice. Little cloudy,
Mm-hmm.
but majority of the sky is a beautiful, vibrant blue, same as the waves. You don't know this, but it's perfect weather to get sea blindness. So, which is one of the reasons the sailors went like, "Why is he?
Why is he looking at? I come down with a headache.
Is he okay?"
All right. I'm assuming there's like, are there free meals a day? Is it the lunch thing? Do they take a break at some point? When does everyone start
they
eating?
Have shifts.
Yeah. When does he start eating?
When
Is
do you
there
start
like-
eating?
You're a young lad. I assume you're hungry all the time.
I eat a lot.
But I-
like every
yeah.
time, like, my muscles need sustenance. Like every time someone has food somewhere, I'm like, ha, oh great! You don't mind if I join you, right? And I just have a meal with everyone.
Okay. I try to go up to the old bard. Yeah.
The 25-year-old bard.
Yeah, the old bard. The ye old bard, you know.
Ye old bard. Okay, ye old bard, sure. He just sits there again, suddenly
Okay,
plucking in his.
1
Oh.
pound of silver is a lot.
There's
How
a
many
shit ton.
pennies is like decent? 50? Or is that half
I'd
a
say
pound?
that's still a lot.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
10.
I don't know what you're trying to
10.
do.
Hey, I know. Hi, by the way. Hi, I'm Breka. I'm a...
A lost
So
soul
what?
at sea.
I'm an intern.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, listen. I've gathered you perhaps hate that little song you were singing yesterday 17 times, as they kept forcing you to over and over again.
Your insight into my soul is staggering.
Yes. Hate to do this. I'm gonna have to ask you if you could do it again, but I'm not like the others. And I hand him 10 copper. Just could you rile him up?
Your request has been heard, and I'm happy to oblige.
Thank you so
People, y'all, it's time again for the hit of the century. And he dives back into.
Gotta pay your artist. You gotta pay your artist. Anyway, in the commotion, I try to slip away below deck.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
It's gonna be a fucking natural one. I'm gonna die. No, it's good. 16, 23.
Nice, neat. No one spots you.
Whew.
Unless you are looking for something and you want to give me a perception check, but otherwise it's just
I
going to be
am
passive
so
perception.
happy that my favorite and one of the only shanties I actually recognize is on again. So I am performing.
Cool, sure.
I'm gonna stand up on a barrel and just sing like
Belt.
because now I've got confidence. Like the first time I was like, I'm not sure if I can do this, and now I'm like, I can do this, and I will do this.
Cool, sure. You head below deck. No one spots you. At some point, another deckhand comes up, but he's busy doing whatever you do on a ship as a deckhand. Doesn't really pay attention to you.
Okay, so is he in the same room as me?
No. He
Oh,
left.
he left.
He
Okay,
he went.
Great. I First, I check if there's someone else with me, but it's just that guy that passed by.
Give me a perception check.
5.
Not that you notice. You're mostly
Oh
busy
wait,
making...
I have proficiency bonus 7.
You're mostly focusing on making sure you're not seen.
Okay. Well, I make my way to Eofor's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a door there?
No, it's open.
Oh.
It's just
Oh.
open.
I slip in. And I look around.
Cool.
What do I see?
What do my elven eyes see? It's dark down here, so they see jack shit.
Shit, I pull out one of my candles. My tinderbox. I'm like, keep forgetting. How do I keep forgetting every time?
Cool, okay. You see a very sparsely furnished room of, well, barely any noteworthy square meters. There is a leather sleeping sack with a couple of spare garments in there. You see a very neat looking fibula, which is a clasp. And,
Okay.
there is, for some reason, 3 tapestries adorning the room. Like, they'll be ruined by the end of the journey, but they're there, they're pretty. They do give off this nice homely vibe, I guess.
My Father and the Dragon Part 1, My Father and the Dragon Part 2, My Father and the Dragon Part 3. It's my
There you
favorite
go.
thing to read before bed.
I sigh as I see that. I'm like, oh god. Of course he would.
And other than that, there's a couple of personal belongings, but what jumps out to you is
It's the
that
clasp,
fibula
yeah.
lying.
Snatch it.
You snatch it.
I snatch it.
It's yours.
I hide it on my person,
Mm-hmm.
and I go back up.
Cool. With that 23, you don't really encounter any troubles going back up.
Is the song still going?
At this point, the sailors have fully taken over from Toke and are just, it's gotten somewhat, pretty visual. But it's clear that the fair bunny lady is very much beloved.
I would like to try, and because it's a little clasp, you said, like
It's a pretty big thing.
it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, it's gold with amber inlay. What you've seen, the Viking-esque decorations, people like basically that. It's meant to hold a cloak together.
Right. I'm wearing a cloak.
If you say so, then yes, you do
Oh,
own
yeah,
a cloak.
Yeah, I am wearing it because I always wear it because otherwise I feel naked. Put it on myself and just head into the crowd. Nothing weird about me. Nothing.
I got
Just
you.
act normally.
Okay.
Don't mention it.
Okay. You get a puzzled glance from the old bard, who just kind of wonders
mouth,
if
don't worry
he's
about it.
accomplice to a carnal sin/crime now, but keeps plucking at his harp, thinking, now's as good a day to die as any with these stupid Philistines.
I just sit in a corner and pull out my thieves' tools. Just
Casually,
just go on the floor.
handsomely.
Yeah, just like
Do
make
your
little.
thing.
I don't know, make little figures in the wood. I guess. Oh, would they get mad at me?
Yeah. After you've started carving into the wooden planks of the ship, you hear the captain go, "Oi!"
Ah, my bad. I don't know the rules here. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Just
the
sit around with
oi
me.
does alert you to a certain person, but
I was going to say, exactly, does that draw my attention? So I assume the song came to a close right now.
it's still going. This song goes on forever,
now
so
it's-
long as they have inspiration and a lack
Amazing.
of sexual stimulation, it's gonna continue.
Fair enough. Okay, so in that case, I hear the oi and I glance over and I'm like, ha, oi indeed. And I walk away from that. Yes. And I walk
Captain
over
tips
to
his
you.
hat to you.
Amazing. And I go like, so, anyway, are you ready to prove your worth?
In my head, I'm like, it's pretty big. Can he not see? I thought this worked.
Do I see it?
I'm just gonna say that as long as you don't, you don't.
'Cause
I'm going to
I'm not
leave
sa-
this to role play.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything.
No.
So, I mean, people usually see what they expect, right?
You just see the same disheveled boy now wearing a cloak, looking at you kind of expectantly.
I just, as soon as I notice that he's not noticing immediately, it's kind of funny. I just lean back against the ship
Sure.
handle, just wall,
Let's roll with
Wall.
the ship, yeah.
ship thing, and I just look at him. I just look at him with a annoying grin on my face. Don't
so
say a
you,
word.
Suddenly became wise and decided to shut up a bit more often. Huh? I can respect that. Yes. So, what would you say your skill set is? Do you look down at it?
No. Let's just say I am very good at all forms of subterfuge.
Subterfuge.
It's probably not a word I'd know, but I don't know any other word for it either, so.
Canon.
Give me a perception check.
I suck at 6.
He's very good at subterfuge. You don't know what that means either, but sure.
Interesting. And how are you intending on showing what you can use that for in practice?
No, the trick is you don't show it. That would defeat the purpose.
But if you don't show it, how can I see it?
At this point, I'm like, okay, sure. I can't let this go on for much longer. As amusing as this is for me.
Can you give me a perception check before you do that?
Oh. 12 plus 2, 14.
You see that Toke is basically sweating bullets at this point, and Signa is standing at the distance, trying to catch your attention, going,
I just go,
but he doesn't see. This is-
you have to pay attention real close.
Pay attention to. I mean, I'm waiting for you to show me something, but I'm still not seeing it. You're not doing anything. I mean,
At this point, I get lost. I'm like, you open your eyes and you try to see if something's different, something you wouldn't have noticed.
oh, now I actively start to look for anything.
You hear Toke in the background plucking his harp and going, she wears jewels of gold and clasps of gold and she's real pretty. That fair bonny lady.
Pretty fair body lady. Yes. Well done. Clasps up. Now I look him up and down and see. Do I see it? I see it, right?
It's
Yep, I see
really
it.
hard to miss. I'm sorry.
So I need glasses. They aren't invented yet.
Yeah.
I like double take. Is that you didn't? Wait a second. I'm not so fast, so you see the gears spinning.
I feel a little bad that it took him this long, but I'm also really enjoying this.
At first,
Just seeing the wheels turn, like a little hamster.
At first, it looks like I'm gonna get really mad because you have something.
I start
and
sweating.
It's
I'm like,
mine. And then I just burst into laughter, like, Well done, well done. Okay, yeah, exactly. I see what you did.
Why does he keep hitting me?
That is smart.
Thank you.
I was not expecting that.
Mm.
I mean, I'm expecting you to give that back to me immediately, but
Of course.
that is very impressive. Well done. Okay. I see. So that is a talent of yours, huh? You're sneaky. Yes.
You could call me
go
that.
in the background. And the prince noticed not what the thief had got, nor did anybody else, because the
Anybody
prince was
else?
so sharp. As I pluck my harp.
That sounds great. You keep writing. One day, the most famous song in the world will be about me, and you'll have written it.
He counterintuitively, actively tries to disappear into the woodwork of the ship.
Thank you.
Oh, but this is interesting. This can be a lot of fun.
Of course.
I start to look around for anything shiny that can be stolen.
Well,
Except on my own person. I outshine everyone. I know.
well, Toke is wearing earrings. Your other noble follower is wearing a set of arm rings, but you know those to be very precious.
Oh, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, no.
I'd love to see you try.
I'm good.
You know that a couple of the sailors have trinkets or, mementos from their homes. There's
So-
plenty around.
I look at you like in a conspiring way, and I'm like, okay. So, do you see those earrings that Toke is wearing?
Yes.
Do you think you could get one of them by the
always-
end of the day?
I
Yeah?
walk up to him right now.
Damn. Waste no time.
Do I come up from behind him? Because did he turn away or did they?
He's sitting facing forward, so
Oh,
you
okay.
can circle around him, get
Yeah.
up behind him.
Yeah, I don't wanna
right
just,
now.
like-
You're in his field of view.
I'll just circle around down. Don't want to just go straight to him.
Okay, I assume you're doing so stealthily.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check.
16. I keep rolling 16s on stealth checks. 23.
You're all so high, damn.
Only on my stealth
I'll
checks. though.
try and match that.
Better than my perception checks.
Yeah, no, he is busy feeling embarrassed as hell.
Mm.
They are.
I'm up behind him.
They're busy feeling embarrassed as hell.
Um,
Yeah, you are behind him.
And I try to. I'm letting this get to my head a little bit, so I try to do a little maneuver where I come up behind them, and I want to thank them, for helping me.
Mm-hmm.
And as I come out, I put my hand, I grasp them from behind, and I use my hand to sleight of hand. Use one hand to, in the commotion of all that, slip one of the earrings off.
Excellent. Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage because you managed to do so well on your stealth check.
2. Okay. Shit.
Your sleight of hand is good, right?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm level 3. How good can it be?
Fair enough.
What is it? It's +5. That's not actually bad. Well, it is still bad. It's 11, but
11. Okay.
What?
As you put your hand
Mhm.
on their one shoulder and try to go with the other for their ear, they go so that they catch your hand between their face and their shoulder.
Ooh.
So your hand is now stuck there,
Ooh,
trying to
didn't-
grab for that earring.
Didn't mean to scare you, bud. I just wanted to thank you for your
By-
wonderful performance.
Going for my what?
What?
Am I going to lower my shoulder? Are you going to take your hand off?
I'm kind of stuck, so if you lower the shoulder, I can
not
get my
that
hand.
easy. I need some time to warm
no,
up to people, and
Yeah,
I
okay, I
generally
get
speaking only feel
my
attracted to
bad.
them.
I'm
Once
sorry.
we've established an
No,
emotional
no,
bond.
my apologies. I'm just a very, very touchy-feely person. My apologies. I'll be sure to respect your boundaries from now on. My greatest apologies.
I appreciate that.
No worries.
And they let go.
Thank you again. You really helped me out. Have a nice day. I walk away. Then I go straight back to Avery. I'm assuming you watched all
I
of
saw
it.
this, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw
I'm
this.
assuming. I was assuming.
This in
I
full
am just
glory.
laughing my ass off. I'm like,
See, that's my second skill, my lord. When things do go awry, you always got to have a way to get yourself out of it. You don't want to get caught, now do you?
anyone who can make me laugh this hard is a welcome addition to this crew here on this ship.
Should have been
So
a bard.
I'm beginning to feel really good about the decision not to throw you off the ship.
Me too.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Took is not. Took is.
I feel very bad. Feel very bad for Toke, but it's a necessary sacrifice in my plight to warm up to this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, over the next days, I'll just sometimes point at other shiny things I can see, or be like, "Oh, can you scare Signa?" and stuff like that. So
Can you give me a, let's call it a general sleight of hand check?
God, just this once.
If
Okay, yes, 10, 20.
dirty 20?
Dirty 20, yeah, dirty 20.
Okay. You perform very well. This was a one-time cock-up, and you've managed to redeem yourself, at least on the front of stealthy endeavors.
I feel,
you
as I
redeem
do
yourself
this,
on the front of
I
stealing.
feel like I'm entertaining a child. You know how you make your thumb disappear for a kid, and they're like, "Whoa, do it again," and you're like, you
At
know,
some point, you literally go, just, you know what else I can steal? My own thumb.
No way!
I do the thing. I don't remember how to do it.
No, do it again. Do it again. Do the roar.
Do the what?
Oh my god, you haven't seen. Okay, never mind.
You don't catch that reference. We're in 700 CE.
He says that to me. I just go.
I'm just very entertained and impressed. So yeah,
Excellent.
well done. Well done.
After 3 days of naval transport, you are best buddies for life, albeit somewhat one-sidedly. Sure. On the afternoon of the third day, you see land drawing near. You've passed along a couple of shorelines before. You've seen some islands passing by in the distance. But this time, both the crew and the captain perk up as he knows. He knows what he's doing. That is the shoreline of Magna Frisia. The modest on a world scale, maybe, but still notable empire covering this part of the map. You'll be there in an hour tops, maybe.
The queen awaits, huh?
Yes, but you'll be passing by your uncle's first.
Yes. All right. I pretend to be the first who sees that there's land inside. I'm like, land! We're almost there. Well done, well done.
The captain responded,
Well spotted, lad. You'd make a fine sailor someday. Happy to have you on board. Either way, my fellow seaman, we're almost there. We'll be there in the blink of an eye. In fact, it's on to Finn Blueskin, the mighty ruler and brother of our noble queen. And then on to Booze.
Would I know who that is?
Finn Blueskin?
You can give me an intelligence check, I guess,
Don't
see if you've
know.
heard of him.
Oh, 17. Shit. Okay,
Holy
17.
shit.
You've heard of Finn
Oh, okay,
Blueskin.
okay.
He's as the captain just said, the brother of Hilda Squarejaw, spouse of Eofor's father. He is known, from what you've gathered, to be a fair and wise but very frail ruler.
Okay.
Yes. And obviously he has requested for Eofor's presence as a replacement for the sons he does not have himself.
Yes.
He is childless. In fact,
Yes.
he is wifeless, which
Alright.
is quite unique for someone in his position.
And my character wouldn't think that. I'll stop.
What?
In my head, I just go, is he?
Could he be?
Is he? I don't know. But I don't think that's a regular thought that comes up to in
No.
someone's mind in the 6th century. So that's just me.
Definitely not with the, But anyway, after an hour, you feel the ship meet more and more resistance as it crawls up to the shoreline. The coast of Frisia is wily. There are no large harbours at where the sea meets the land. Basically, you'd have to go further land inwards.
Mhm.
And so that's exactly what the ship does. And at some point, they reach a settlement, which is the seat of your uncle Finn Blueskin, where his treasure rests and his counsel is sought from time to time.
Exciting. I walk up to Toka and I'm like, can you feel it? This is where the real adventure starts. Are you ready to take it all in and to write songs about it?
My artist soul is moved as the inspired and noble hero takes his first step towards his grand and grandiose fate. Who is to say what awaits our mighty warrior in this land of mud and imminent depression?
Well said, well said. I already hear this is going to be the best, the most epic song ever.
Yeah, I'm sure. And he just gets up, takes his harp from wherever he's perched on the boat, basically wherever he strikes down. It's kind of like this shabby magpie pruning itself. And he just continues doing that, except right now he's standing and preparing to get off the ship. He is miserable. They are miserable, sorry. They're miserable. And, yeah, everyone's excited. There's an air of expectation.
You get to feel grass again, Moose. Let's go.
If I could imitate mice noises, I would. But
They don't
Moose
make
is
noises.
happy.
They don't really make
They're so
noises.
So it's
silent.
in that
Yeah.
case, Moose joins you in silent celebration.
I know what he's feeling.
You have obviously been noticed as your ship is stands out in the landscape. Autumn is settling in, so your boat matches the surroundings fairly well, but it's still a vessel of some presence.
Yes, the
So-
Ember Dread is not just a ship.
It's your ship. It's the hero ship. So there is a crowd waiting in the harbor. But you do not see anyone matching the description you got of King Finn Blueskin.
I didn't necessarily expect him to be waiting for me in person here, right? In the crowd.
Kinda.
Yeah?
I mean,
You're of some renown. You've answered his request for aid, which was quite the favor to ask for. Even if, of course, it's your noble duty to help. But you would have expected him to be here.
Okay, okay. So are we? Are we walking into the
Oh,
crowd and-
the
or are
ship
we
makes
still-
contact.
Yeah. Okay.
Sailors shout and yell instructions. The boat is tethered to the shore. You can get off, enter the
Nice.
crowd.
I wave at the crowd first. I say, "Hello, dear friends. Yes, it is I, Eofor. Yes, you've probably heard of my father."
Are
I
you
just-
saying this in Norwegian? Because
Yeah.
they just...
Yes, yeah. I'm so accustomed to bragging in Norwegian that I just brag in Norwegian without even noticing I'm doing that.
Awesome.
I noticed and I put my hood up in embarrassment. Just behind him, like,
This time it's your turn to have a hand come to rest upon your shoulder. You see it's the captain. He just nods at you and says, "Laddie, I've got this. I've got just."
Oh, yeah. Of course.
He looks around and I mean, the excitement did not diminish. The citizens clearly recognize you. You look like a noble. You behave like a noble, even if you're uttering complete gibberish. But he addresses them in Frisian and explains the situation, presents you with due respect, all the titles you so very like to hear, and you can make your way towards the great hall of King Finn Blueskin.
Yes. Let's go see my uncle then, shall we? Before we get off the ship, I think it's time for us to have a little conversation. What are your plans?
huh?
What are your plans? What are you going to do here?
Did you not need my services?
I mean, honestly, I was still expecting you to just sneak off. Were you planning to sneak off?
I could, but I don't speak the language. I don't have any connections here. I'd prefer to get back to our home and simply pick up my life again there. So if you'd let me, I'd like to join you.
Are you offering to be my retainer?
What am I retaining?
I just...
Intelligence 10, what do you want from me?
You would know what a retainer is. Just say. He's inviting you to be officially part of his posse.
Okay, fair. I just feel in my head, a retainer's a strong person, much like the lady
Signet, yeah.
Signet. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do? What am I? Sure. I'll hold some stuff. What do we need?
I just laugh and again just smack the air out of your lungs, and I'm like, all right. Well, you entertain me. I think your skills are intriguing. You're welcome to join me if you'd like.
Wonderful.
And that means that it's kind of, you don't really have a choice in the matter. But yes, come with.
Of course.
And I start to make my way off the ship.
Did the I keep forgetting her name. What's her name again? The
Signa?
Signa?
Mm-hmm.
Can I look at Signa as this happened? How does she feel about this? Can I try to read her face? I can't imagine she's
She has been dealing with his shit for the better part of his entire life. Your shit's new. But from what she's gathered so far, it's going to make his worse. So she just continues the staring contest with Moose.
colleague. I walk off the ship. Behind I walk after Eofor.
She taps you on the back
Huh? Yes?
and gestures at you if you're sure.
Well, I have a good feeling about this. And I know you don't. I already see you don't. But I feel like someone of my status should also establish a following of their own. Not that I don't appreciate you having been sent with me, of course. I always appreciate you. But yeah, it feels good
She
to...
gestures at you that she is confident enough not to doubt your intentions nor your appreciation of her, and that she does not need it either. And then she follows with, "You should watch your back, because I don't trust that boy, and benevolence is a virtue, but naivete is not."
Well, I trust you, so I trust that if he were to sneak up on me, you would see it and deal with it accordingly.
She solemnly nods and stalks off into the crowd that has long parted into two, so there's a clear path from you to the mead hall.
I use it as my personal catwalk. I strut my stuff. And I polished all my jewelry and my sword, of course. My sword is looking magnificent right now.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, let's go.
It would probably be dangling by your side, by the way.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Can I aid him by
Yes, you can.
by holding up his cape and going like this?
I feel like that would be the opposite of aiding him, but you can definitely try to help him out.
Does that mean I get to roll with advantage?
Yeah, no.
Fuck! Even lower.
What did you roll?
No, these people are not gonna be impressed. No.
Would you even notice?
Probably not. Because my perception is shit. Okay. Yeah, 6. No, lower. 5.
Okay, well, despite Brekka's God-given inspiration, billowing your cloak behind you, people seem kinda taken aback. Like, you're a handsome young lad. Your appearance is befitting of a noble and a hero, but then there's this crackhead behind you just going like this with your cape, and you don't even seem to notice and just shout things in this strange language. It's... You leave an impression, but I can't say that it's a good one. The captain and your other followers just seem to subtly enlarge the distance between you and them as you continue on your way. Yeah.
I feel like that's them giving me their vote of confidence that I'm able to do this by myself. So I'm like, I'm
Honestly,
totally unaware of that.
You would notice that Toke, who is sort of making use of the completely empty stage now to sort of mysteriously dart behind his Royal Highness, and you see a couple of intrigued gazes from the younger folks in the crowd going, "Who's that?"
Wait, at the bard or at?
Yeah.
No way, Tok is doing better than me. This is, oh no.
I go in my head. I'm like, no fucking.
They're attractive. They are socially completely inept, but you know.
Damn.
Also, can I just say this is like the epitome of like boys being boys, the good kind of boys being boys, not the, you know. This is what it should be.
It's a beautiful scene. It fits right into the epic saga we're trying to establish here. You reach the front door.
I let go of the cape.
Thank you.
The crowd that hesitantly followed your trail.
We nailed that.
Right? And And these people, they seem to love me. It's crazy. Oh.
Someone hurries, sort of throwing glances like, I suppose even those of noble and virtuous blood can be utter imbeciles. Just gives a grand knock on the door, which seems to be more a formality than necessary, and you hear a rather firm and booming voice from inside. Please come in, open the gate. And the doors open. And you see a grand hall, not quite as dazzling, warm and welcoming as your father's, with the booming wooden floor and the grand fire crackling inside, but it's still well furnished. There's mead benches, tapestries adorning the walls. Again, not quite as many oaken pillars as adorn your father's seat, but it's okay. It's cool. It looks nice. And in the distance, you see a man, almost gaunt, although clearly well taken care of. His beard is neatly kept, his hair slicked back with a crown on top. But he seems to actively exert force to keep himself upright as he looks at you with piercing eyes, expectantly. And next to him you see a considerably healthier looking man, clearly a warrior, in armor with a mighty sword and an axe, who stands next to him, tall, impressive looking, also looking at you, although his eyes seem to be somewhat kinder in their judging of you. What do you do?
Well,
I'd say there's about 30, 40 feet between you and the king.
I suddenly don't feel so sure of myself. I mean, this is a situation I've never really been in before. Usually I knew where I was and what my social standing there was and what people thought of me, so I'm a bit nervous, but I can't show that. So I try not to. So I smile, I turn on my charisma, and I start walking towards him. And at a distance that's, well, I don't get too close. Respectful distance. I kneel down, I get down on a knee, and I say, Uncle, the gods have been kind to us, and we have arrived here safely. I am at your bidding.
You see that his title wasn't given to him for shits and giggles. His skin is in fact of a pale, almost bluish disposition, and he breathes in deeply before speaking, but then speaks with a voice that has been clearly marked by years of experience. Eofor, I see my sister has raised a healthy, capable warrior, and I can express nothing but joy at your arrival. I take it that you know why I've called upon you, or rather upon your parents. So before we engage in serious conversation regarding the plague that has taken hold of my lands, I would ask that you share a meal with me and forgive me for not receiving you upon your arrival, but rather waiting for you here.
Of course, uncle. I would be honored.
Very well, then. And he laboriously raises a hand and gestures at the crowd behind you and a couple of people who've been waiting by the sides of this great hall and the people already seated on the benches, and says, "Then let the feast begin." And music picks up and everyone finds their place in the mead hall. You see people sitting down, sort of still recovering from your unique manner of entering this settlement. The king seems to consider sitting down at a table with you, but after making a first attempt at getting up, decides he's good where he is. The warrior by his side reaches out for his hand for a bit and then also reconsiders, seeing that the decision has been made, and gestures at you for you to take a seat wherever you like.
What kind of people are present? What tables are there to choose from?
They look more like you than you're used to. Obviously, this is where your mother has come from, and your mother has passed on some dominant genes. You fit right in. You see a few people who are clearly better dressed than the others, presumably nobles, maybe distant relatives of the king, because you know him to be wife and childless. There is the warrior standing by his side who has taken a seat at a table with a few of whom you assume to be his mates. He sits there throwing glances occasionally towards the king, checking on him. The king looks at the crowd, satisfied, happy to see some life in a place that has clearly seen some rather poor times pass on. There's common folk, there is people who are merchants perhaps passing through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a merry bunch, but clearly a merry bunch who needed the merriment,
Yes.
rather than has it in their hearts at all times.
Mm-hmm. Again, I feel at ease at feasts because, usually they're in my hometown and I know my place, and now I'm a bit in doubt of, where to sit and who to talk to and what to say and what is expected of me. I'm kind of hesitating a bit. And then at a certain point, I'm like, okay, let's just go talk to someone who I can get some information out of. And I walk towards the strong-looking man who was standing next to the king.
Yes. Okay.
Can I do something in the meantime? Because it'll be in the background.
Yeah.
Just gonna sit amongst the common folk
Mm-hmm.
and pay attention, because I don't know what the hell they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to take in the language.
Pick up the language?
Yeah, and otherwise I don't
Okay,
do anything. I
sure.
just sit there and try
Do
to
you also want to look
concentrate.
around, maybe make a perception check, see what's going on?
Sure.
Cool.
Perceive Jack, perhaps some shit. No, it's 13.
Okay. What you do notice is, because you've been in one great hall only in your still relatively short life, but there is the main entrance, the large door, and it is fortified. There are wooden beams standing next to it. There are hooks on the door, clearly meant to have it closed firmly.
Barricaded.
Mm-hmm. The same goes for the two side entrances. You see out of the corner of your eye. And of course, the Great Hall is the bastion of any good settlement. Defense will take place here. People will hide out here. So it's not that strange for the door to have some manner of closing mechanism to keep the bad stuff out. But this has been recently used.
Right.
And it's standing at the ready, if you will. You also notice that there's a few trained-looking men who keep an eye on the entrances, seem to be on alert, if you will.
A big difference from our peaceful
Yes.
kingdom. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I stored it away.
back to you. You head for the warrior.
Yes.
Chin up.
Chin up. Pretend to know exactly what I'm doing. And I approach the warrior.
Okay. Do you sit down? Do you just... What do you do? How do you...
I say, hello, good sir. Is it okay if I join you?
Still Norwegian or do you switch to Frisian?
I switch to Frisian.
Cool. Excellent.
I've noticed that
people don't seem to...
maybe people don't really respond when I say hi, what's up, so...
He puts down his jug, and the friends he was wrapped up in conversation with quiet down as this young princeling approaches their table. He looks up at you and says, "Welcome, young man. What can I do for you?"
Well, and I sit down at the table and I grab some, like, is there anything I can grab to drink or...
There's bread on the table. There's meat. It's a meager feast compared to what you were used to up in the north, but still they've tried to prepare a meal befitting of such royal visitors.
Sure. Well, what is your name, first of all? Excuse me, I didn't introduce myself either. My name is Eofor. You might have heard of my father. Doesn't matter. What is your name?
Pier.
Pierre? Well, Pierre, I am honored to make your acquaintance. I am assuming that you are a retainer of my uncle's?
You could say that, yes.
Or I could say something else.
Well, as you know, your uncle could not provide the High Queen with a warrior befitting of her request, but that was not because of my lack of skills being his primary confidant, but rather because he couldn't miss me.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
We have our own troubles to deal with, and as you can see, the king is a frail man.
Yes, that is... I was a bit surprised by that, actually. Is he okay?
Yes. Now that you're here, I'm sure he is.
All right. And can you tell me something more about what exactly is plaguing you here?
What have you been told?
What have I been told?
The messenger spoke of the undead, of revenants roaming across the land, on occasion attacking settlements. They've, as of yet, haven't taken on such numbers that they are eradicating any populations, but they are sure as hell menacing people.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken to plundering solitary farms, but sometimes they wander into settlements like these. And the queen intends to do something about this, but needs to amass a force of people properly equipped and properly skilled to, deal with creatures that won't die on the first blow, to put it mildly. That's what you know.
I've never encountered undead yet, right?
No. You yourself have, in fact, never even encountered anything that you would deem otherworldly in nature. Whether it shows signs of dark magic like the undead typically do, or just something magical, not even the good neighbors.
Yeah. So I summarize that and relate that to him and specify that. Yes, so I heard that, well, the ones you're up against, they don't seem very natural in their, well, in what they're like and how they die or not die. Have you personally encountered any of these creatures?
Yes. Your arrival has been much looked forward to. the threat we face is unholy in nature. We don't know what manner of dark magic is involved, but it's for sure that the revenants, I suppose, or as you would most likely know them, Dreag, are animated by some force beyond the human realm. And there's not much humanity left in them.
By the gods. It sounds like it's great that I am here indeed. Yes. It sounds like I am exactly what you need right now.
You must take after your father.
Oh, yes. I can only hope I do.
Yes, well, I hear he's achieved some great things. Let's hope you can live up to that reputation.
He, in fact, has achieved some great deeds. Did I ever tell you? And I just start talking about all the achievements of my father.
At some point, one of Pierre's mates just leans into him and whispers something. You can give me a perception check if you want to know what he's saying.
Why do I roll shit for perception every time? 12.
That's enough. You hear him go, I bet you 3 shillings that his father didn't actually slay those worms. More like, the bugs crawling in the dirt, am I right?
And I hear this. Okay. I stare daggers at this person. I say, what did you say?
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, there we go.
Your forte.
Oh, yes. Dirty 20.
That he's nice. Okay. He just all his bravado melts away under the daggers. You stare at him, and he's just, my bad, man. Didn't mean to offend. I'm sorry. That's Your Highness. My bad. Yeah, wages off. Up here. It's fine.
That's what I thought. Well, it has been amazing talking with you, to you more like. I'm not saying that. But I think you understand if I'm asking you to excuse me. So I will see if I can get any more information on exactly what kind of enemies we're facing so that I can be better prepared.
Very good. And he, as you get up to leave, puts a hand on your arm and goes, he might not express it much, but your arrival and whatever memories that brings back to him from times long gone with his beloved sister should put some life back into his battered bones. So I would ask you that however you proceed, do it with honor, but be wise in your actions. Return to us. Your passing would be the final straw.
I do not intend to pass, and I am sure that I can promise you that I will return.
I have full faith in your abilities, but you'll forgive me for being cautious, having lost many good men to this threat already.
I completely understand, and I will take your words to heart.
He nods and sits back down, returns to his conversation. The man you stomped into the ground, still kind of awkwardly shifting around.
Yeah, I kind of bump into him as I'm walking past.
Sure, with your build, you bump into him all right.
bump
You don't
into
even
everyone
really
I
need
pass.
to try. Okay, cool.
I'm going to try to just walk around the room and try to overhear any conversations about the enemies that I will be facing.
Okay. Any conversations you pick up on, which isn't difficult to do, you don't really need to give me a check for that, are purposefully avoiding the subject.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to? Still just looking up?
I'm just sitting, listening, looking. I can't understand anything, so I'm just trying to be.
Okay. I'm going to sit. Give me a perception check.
This goes so well at this table. I trip and
It's a natural one.
it's a natural die. Hit point 0. I'm gone.
Make a death saving throw.
Okay. At some point during the party, if you will, whilst you're looking around, just again gathering your bearings, getting a taste for the room, if you will, you see a man, a hooded man, with an eye patch briefly from the corner of your eye, and as it briefly dawns upon you who this could be, you choke on your drink and you take 1 point of damage.
Point of damage. Damn, that's bad joking. Oh.
I deserve that.
He was choked a couple days back.
My throat is
Everyone around you just kind of goes.
I try to catch him again after I catch myself. Is he gone?
He's gone. And then you hear a clawing at the doors. And for a second you consider whether that was just your imagination coming from that rather awkward run-in with a cup of drink. And then you hear it again. And you see people tense up for a split second, and then you hear a
Oh, fuck.
and Pierre gets up, and the king sighs, and 4 men run for the doors and barricade it,
Fuck. I hide.
and the music stops. What do you do?
I hide. Bonus action, hide.
Cool.
I just freeze. I am looking around. I want to run somewhere, but my legs just are not moving.
Okay.
I'm hiding, but I try to keep my eyes on Eofor to know my next steps in this.
I am going to make a couple checks.
Okay.
There's 3 men heading for the main door, the large door, and they manage to barricade it all right. It's closed shut, nothing getting through the thick wooden planks and beams that are barricaded there that make up the door itself. That one's good. Then there's the left exit on the side. Same story, barricaded, 2 men by the sides, standing at the ready. But the third door, the one you heard the first scrapes coming from, creaks open before someone can get to it, and then slams open wide, and you see 3 mangled figures moving awkwardly, holding up weapons as rusted and torn apart as their own bodies are. Their flesh a sickly green hue, half rotten, and they don't really make any noise. That one scream you heard, you assume came from their end, but now they just look for a second with eyes twisting in directions they shouldn't be going into as they seize the room and apparently
realize what treasure they've encountered because they hunger. And you can both roll initiative for me.
Okay. First battle, let's go.
Let's go. At this point, I'm like realizing how much my life has changed in the last 4 days.
I'm gonna need that book, by the way.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Last half hour of the session, we go into combat. This is going to
Yes,
be
I'm so excited.
Woo.
Shit, there we go. Okay. Okay.
Initiative. What do I
Jesus
add to
fucking
initiative?
Christ.
Dex. That's tight. Dex.
Okay.
Just this one, right? Just like what's here, right? Okay.
I'm quickly gonna run to the bathroom if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
7 you said, right?
Yes, 7.
What did Ava?
Eva, what'd you roll? 17? 17.
Nice.
Damn, the silence before the storm. Too intense.
Where is my monster manual?
I've stolen it. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Why are so many pages in this book?
There are many monsters.
True that. True that.
Nina is frantically writing.
I'm trying to write down my Odin lore before I forget it.
What am I gonna do?
Okay. Ooh, that's not good.
The moment you know things are gonna go bad when the DM says, "Ooh, that's not good."
Okay. Now the question is, do we have a battle plan?
Do you have a battle plan?
And no, I don't. So that's gonna be fun.
Okay.
God, I'm going to try and visualize this as best as I can, but folks, we're new to Roll20, so this is gonna be fun. How do I? There we go. Okay, this is weep. Oh my god.
You can do this.
Nah.
Yeah, or you can draw it on like a piece of paper or something and put a camera on that.
I think we might have to. I'll either disappear out of view or we'll fix it a different way.
This is what's happening, folks.
Should we do that and then put the webcam on it or something?
I suppose so. So, I'm gonna draw things out. And then maybe you can take out a couple of dice to visualize things. I need 3 dice for the undead threat, if you will.
Yeah.
You can use these, by the way, they're nice and small.
Cute dice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay, you needed 3 dice for the undead, right?
Mm-hmm. This is just the Critical Role Season 1 experience, is what
Exactly,
it is.
exactly. It's fine.
Listen, we don't have any production, high-tech production over here. We don't get, millions in subs, sub money.
Well, we have production, just not millions.
Yeah, not of millions.
What are you saying? Is the streaming the past studio not glorious enough?
It is glorious here.
Beautiful.
Okay, yes.
So, we've got the battlefield.
Where is the door where I have to put the undead?
Let me know if I have to move it.
I think I said that they were on the left from the main entrance. So They're over there. Something like this. Mm-hmm. And the king is sitting at the
Here.
circled mark.
Yep.
The squares are benches and tables at which people are sitting. Tons of people.
Yeah.
You can take out 4 recognizable dice for the warriors present, other than you and Breka. And you might want to take out one that you can use to signify the king.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
the
of
king.
course,
That's the king.
a dice. What is this? What is the singular for dice? Die. A die for you and Breka.
Warriors?
4 you can at that table.
All of them?
Sorry, at the other side of the room. Yeah, all at the same table. There, over there.
4, right?
Mm-hmm. For simplicity's sake, and because we've got about 24 minutes left,
Mhm.
I'm going to say that your followers and your retinue, other than Breka, are still at the boat.
And then to symbolize us. Right.
I'm using this guy. The 8. I don't have those. It's fine.
I'd use your D12 if I were you. You're not going to use it.
This one, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so where are we?
Was I sitting over here? Because I
I'd
heard
say that if you've mingled with the common folk, you'd be sitting around here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the nobles are sitting. So you'd probably be making your round somewhere. Yeah, let's put you there. Right. And then I am going to need you to keep another 3 of the tiny metal dice at the ready.
Yeah.
So maybe just give them to me. Oops, daisies. Very good. Small issue with me using this as a playing field is that I'm going to have to eyeball the distances.
Yep.
Which I shall.
we
Which
trust
is
your
fine,
judgment.
which is
It's fine.
Yes, definitely.
Thank God these fuckers are pretty slow. What is a little less, thank the gods, is that they rolled a natural 20 on their initiative.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, these creatures, once their initial surprise lifts, because God knows how long it's been since they've seen the warmth of flame, happy smiles, people celebrating,
Man
promise
flesh.
of warmth, of heat, of food. And you hear them snap their jaws and with whatever muscle mass there's left, cackle and groan, and a few more of those menacing cries as they lunge forward. And the first one moves to a table and attacks a shocked denizen of King Finn's realm. Luckily, though, what with their bodies being in progressing stages of rigor mortis and all that, he misses as he lunges for the sword and just snaps back into place. But then the next one goes,
Of course.
because there's another one,
Yes, there's always more.
and he moves to move him toward the table.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you at that table?
I'm on the next one, but I also hid.
Oh, you're hidden.
I
That's
did.
neat. Right.
I love being a
Okay.
rogue.
Make a. That does mean you have to make a stealth check.
Yeah, I figured. 10.
I'm going to say that doesn't do it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No, he moves for you, I'm afraid.
Does he reach me?
He does. Can I have your AC?
14.
I
have to get used to using stats again, by the way. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. 14, you said?
Yep.
Okay, well, he hits.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And he does 5 points of damage.
Yikes.
Yep.
I go, fuck. What the fuck?
He would smile at you if there was still any skin on his cheeks, but alas, there is not much more than decayed flesh and eyeballs spinning freeform around in their sockets, looking for food.
Gods be with me, I say.
And the next one goes, and he sees a beefcake in the center of the room.
His eye.
Not to ruin the mood, but he moves for you. Doesn't
Okay.
reach you though.
Uh-huh.
And that is their turn. Meaning you're up.
I'm up. All right. Well, now I'm kind of freaking out because I've had mock battles and stuff. I mean, this is the real thing. It's new to me. So I'm like, oh no. And I didn't even have time to slaughter an animal to make a sacrifice to Tyr.
You hear me
dare
going,
we-
fuck! As I get fucking rinsed by this guy.
And then I see that and I'm like, oh, no, I'm a hero. I have to do this. And I, how far away is the other one from me? I can't reach that one, right? The one with Brekka.
This is about 10 feet.
Yeah.
This is about 35.
I think my speed is
Maybe
35.
40.
Can I make that?
Hold up. So if this is 20. That's 30 feet. But unless you want to make either an athletics or an acrobatics check to get there directly, you're going to have to move around stuff, meaning you'll probably be evoking an attack of opportunity from this guy over here.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to make an athletics check to do that.
Okay, give me an athletics check
wanna-
to vault across the fire.
Yeah, yes. Because I'm like, okay, I have to protect. That's my duty. So I want to get to the one hitting my new retainer, and that's a natural one.
A fumble.
And I'm sure that'll be enough. Yes.
Narratively, I love this. For you as a person, I'm very sorry.
How are we going to finish this before 7:30? I'm just saying. Anyway, the mighty Aelfor, hero in the making, jumps into action, ready to face this threat, ready to knock these foes out, save these innocent people, protect his newly made friend, and stumbles, lands face first in the fire.
I see him coming. I'm like, I see him make the first moves. I'm like, Brekka, he's coming for me. And then he fucking.
You take 1 point of damage as the flame envelops you. And given your size, you douse the flames to the extent that the room is now dimly lit instead of brightly.
Shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why have you forsaken me? I'm sorry, I didn't have time to make a sacrifice.
This is par for the course, I think.
You do manage to scramble up, though, but that is your movement.
Yeah, okay, where am I now?
You're
In the
right
flame.
with it. I'm going to say you can either take an action to get out of the fire without incurring any more damage, or you can take your action to attack this dude here.
I'm attacking that dude.
While being on fire.
That was my plan all along.
Somehow, I'm now more worried about him than I am of myself, even though I just got hit.
So, fucking shit.
Hold up, if it hits anything or if it's cocked, you can roll again. I have to say,
It hit my laptop. Can I roll again?
just find a space where you can roll it freely without.
Yes, new roll. That sounds like a great idea.
Natural one again. Oh no.
No,
Great.
that's okay. I have to see what my modifier is. I didn't know that down.
Dex?
What did you roll?
11.
Hits.
Oh,
It hits.
it already.
It hits.
Okay, yeah, so I take out Soul Cling and I'm like, this was my plan all along. And I stab him.
Cool. Roll damage for me, please.
Where is my D8? Over here. No, that's a D10.
So that should be 1d8 plus modifiers, right?
Yeah. Only I don't see my modifier. So
Oh
I have
boy.
to look that up. It's gonna be fine.
What is the modifier? Is it strength?
It's,
It's not in the drive, I can tell you that right now.
let's say it's strength for now. So just do, yeah.
Modifier for an attack with the sword, so that would be strength.
Right.
Just plain strength, right? No proficiency added.
It's a +0 for me, folks. Who would have thought?
So what did you roll? Let's just
3.
okay. Plus,
Strength is 3.
so that's 6 points of damage then.
Yes. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, so. Yeah, melee strength, exactly. So it's
Very
6 damage,
good.
6 damage.
Okay.
It's something.
As you lunge forward with your blade, executing one of the maneuvers that Signa told you with a flair that will counteract the guff you just... Anyway, you feel the sword pass through disturbingly little resistance as the meat caves inwards and his rib cage just shatters, but it doesn't seem to bother him. He just hisses back.
Okay. Well, that's it for me.
Okay, awesome. Then after you...
All those homies?
No. Let me check something real quick.
Oh.
Oh boy, did you fuck up. Sorry.
Yes, I fucked up.
Coming.
The most perfectly timed natural one. Holy shit.
What's your passive perceptions?
13?
Okay,
And minus 10.
very well. As these 3 undead carcasses enter the room and panic abounds, people start shuffling, rambling, moving, seeking shelter, trying to get away as far as they can from these assailants. The warriors move and get up, and as they reach for their blades, you, from the corner of your eye, see shadows materialize, take form, animate into this anthropomorphic figure behind that dude over there, the one that mocked you, in fact.
What?
And you see an umbral claw reach inside the man's chest. And you see the man go still for a second, tense up. Breathe in. And the claw pulls back. And the shadow stays there.
What? Okay. Shadow creature. That's fine. Nothing going on. It's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Just no more natural ones from now on. I'm sure
Oh,
we'll
stop
be
doing that, huh?
fine.
Oh boy, oh jeez, oh god.
Very good. I have to say, though, that shadow materializing there is enough to kickstart the 4 warriors in their a line of action, their modus operandi, and
the one that just breathed in, shuddered, swallows, turns around, raises his blade at his attacker. And what does he do? What is your AC? He hits. That's neat.
Whoa, good for him.
What does he do? What is your health? Okay. Where's my 1d8? Cool. Excellent. Okay. The man swings with his blade, but alas, the shadow is apparently not quite so material that it would take note of something as silly as steel. And the blade passes through. It drags a trail. You see the shape severing into two parts, but then the shadows reattaching themselves together, and the figure just waves for a little. Hold still.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay.
Awesome. The other three warriors, amongst which your newly made friend Pier, move to do as they are supposed to be doing. Pier bolts for his king and wraps his arm around him, lifts him up, and then stands there ready to duck for safety. Who's to say? Protect his charge. The others move each. You can make that to defend tables with party goers who have been rudely awoken from their respite, if you will. And then it's your turn.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? Yo, where are those crows at? I need your help. And I don't see shit. I'm like, okay, fuck, okay. I disengage from this guy. Bonus action, disengage. Because I don't want to face this guy alone. I try to move this way, like about here. Is that
given that you're a
speed?
rogue and you were probably sitting here, you can just easily. I'd say that you can get as far as this.
Damn.
Max.
I'll get next to this guy because he scares me. I don't want to get too close to that. The dice are kind of chunky. Could I still take a shot from here? I have
Depends
a
on
bow.
what you want to be.
A bow.
Yep.
And I want to take a shot at the guy that Eofor's engaged with.
Yeah, you can.
Great. I can move a little if he's in the way.
It is dimly lit though. Does
But it's
dim
also
light
next to the fire. The small fire that still exists.
Let's say that there is a 5-foot area around the fire that's still brightly lit. You can hit him without disadvantage.
Sick. All right, then I will pull out my bow and I will take a shot.
You do that.
Would have been a natural 22. Fine.
Take it. Let's take it.
What do I add to that?
You hit. You hit.
Right, it's 11. Okay, it's 13. Tight. So bow, 1d6, but also he's engaged with Eofor.
Yes, he is.
So I get sneak attack. Then it's 3d6. Could you give me some d6? Or one, just one.
This is why I hate rogues.
Rogues are amazing.
They're fun to play, sure.
6 and a 2. Oh, wait, yeah. 6 and a 2.
Yeah.
And then and a 3.
Neat. That's 11 points. Do you add anything to that, or is that it?
Dex bonus for ranged weapons, was it?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Then plus another 3.
Nice.
So that's a total of 14 then.
Jesus.
Cool.
And I go, come on, Your Highness, pick yourself up. Let's go. I can't help on this round, but
aim for this dude.
Yeah.
And you let your arrow pierce the air. It hits him right in the face and drags his jaw off. And you see the skull tilt around. and then settle back into place.
Oh, they're so creepy. Go on.
This dude is not looking good. I mean, they're all looking disastrous, but this particular one is looking exceptionally disastrous.
Exactly. All right.
Cool. Then we are back to the disastrous-looking fellows. Okay, this one, unsurprisingly, goes to hit you again. Although he does some fancy shit, which I have to read for a second.
Bring it on. I'm not afraid. Or maybe I am.
That hits. The creature, not only wielding a blade from a bygone era, but also a shield, decides that perhaps it's time for drastic measures with whatever functional brain cells it has left, and raises the shield and just charges you with it. I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw.
Let's go.
Strength, huh? Okay.
You're a strong boy.
I'm a strong boy. 15.
Okay, he slams into you. No denying the fact that he inflicts some damage. You take 3 points of damage.
Okay. I can
But
take that.
as you clench every muscle, every fiber in your body, you manage to stay upright, despite the best efforts of this undead revenant.
I don't think so, buddy. No, that didn't sound cool. We'll work on those one-liners.
He no longer has a jaw, so he doesn't even manage to clench his teeth at you.
Good one, Your Highness.
Thanks.
Hey, solid one, buddy.
That makes me feel even worse. All right.
Very good. The other one, having had a whiff of your delicious aroma, moves to hit you again and makes one melee attack, which hits. He does... What does he do?
What does he do?
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh my god. He does 8 points of damage.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting out of there.
Uh-oh. Are you okay?
No.
And
No, I am not. I am.
We're only level 3.
I am in single digits.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
he swings at you again.
I'm dead.
Not yet.
No, I'm dead.
Having raised his spear once and seeing that it's effective, he draws on whatever infernal force is driving his weary bones onwards. Goes in for a second time. And hits again.
No.
And he inflicts another solid 7 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Get out of here.
I'm knocked out.
Uh-oh. Unconscious.
Those 14
have
points of
that.
damage were all I had. Have a nice day.
No.
I'm out of commission.
Cool.
I die.
Okay.
Hey, not yet.
This one reaches again for the same citizen that so bravely thwarted his initial effort.
Yeah.
And misses again.
That citizen is a ninja.
He's the runt of the crew, if you will, the ugly duckling of zombies. It's oh well, at least he tried, right? Aelfor, it's your turn.
Okay. So, I see that happening. I see Bricka falling to the ground. And, well, I am filled with this rage because, first of all, Bricka heard me make a bad joke, but still said it was a good joke, so I appreciated that. Second, that's the first retainer I found all by myself, and I'm not gonna let them die immediately, so I'm gonna run there, and I don't care about attacks of opportunity.
Okay, that's cool, I guess. Sure. You move to this one, then I take it.
Yeah.
That's half past, by the way, so after your action, we're going to...
Yeah.
Very well, he takes a swing at you. Christ. He hits.
Fuck.
yeah, same actually.
Stop rolling so high against us. Fuck that citizen.
You take 6 points of damage as
That's fine.
the creature from behind sees its opportunity and seizes it.
It's fine. I don't care.
He scrapes your back and manages to find a weak spot in your armor, leaving a nasty gash across your shoulder blades.
I can handle that. It's okay.
Just clench your muscles and
No.
close off the arteries.
And I'm gonna run into that one. Try to knock him prone.
Cool. Okay. Hold up. How does that work?
Contested strength?
Probably.
It does, I think.
I think it's probably athletics or acrobatics against athletics or acrobatics.
It's athletics versus athletics, I think.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, for pushing, I can imagine, yeah. So I roll athletics.
Be my guest, yeah.
I have to be stronger than a fucking zombie, come on. Natural 20!
Oh my god!
It's the power of friendship, boys.
Okay.
The power of friendship.
Look at it!
You see that?
That doesn't prove much, but I'll believe you.
First natural 20 of the campaign.
It's a cool one because you see a face.
Yeah, you
I
just
had the
Okay.
natural one and you had the first natural one.
I did.
But
I first
yeah,
natural
yeah.
one, first natural 20. Let's
love
go.
it, love it. Okay, let's go.
Let me describe the scene for you as we finish up this first session of the campaign. Surrounded by flames, a bloody gash crossing your back from shoulder to rib cage, you raise your sword, and with the last rays of sunlight reaching the blade from the dusk, your sword sets ablaze, lighting up, basking a radius of 10 feet around you in bright daylight. And as the zombie raises its eyes towards you, it tries to take a breath, but then realizes it has no lungs left and instead collapses to the ground in pure, unfiltered awe of this display of purpose and destiny. And on that lovely note, we finish this first session.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh, I'm so fucking glad I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, me
Holy
too, buddy. Me
shit.
too, buddy.
Oh, go Soulkling. My weapon is amazing.
It does stuff.
It does stuff.
God damn.
What do
Oh
you
my
do when the
God.
healer's down, boys? What do you do when the healer's down? Not that I
Holy
could have healed you now,
shit.
but
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking cool. Holy shit. Oh, I'm so excited. First I fall into
gonna
the
start
fire.
making a backup character, huh?
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Assuming that we're still live,
We
Yeah.
absolutely are still live, yeah.
I am going to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. That was something.
It was so many things.
Honestly, I'm glad we made it to combat at all.
Yes.
Yes.
Me too. Me too.
What a way to finish the session.
What a cliffhanger.
Damn.
Am I dead? Will
Soul
I
Cling
live?
to the rescue.
Yep. I'm so glad we got to show off Soulkling's amazing power.
Holy moly, yeah, that was fate. That
Yes.
was fate.
This was fate, especially after that natural one. First, I fall into the light. Now I become the light.
You have
Very
absorbed the flames
Yes.
and turned them to
boy.
justice.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Boy.
Dear people persons, tune in tomorrow for some Black Flag. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's still a thing too.
That's still a thing.
Then tune in next week for...
Huh? Am I gonna live or die? Find out next week.
Actually, I was referring
Oh,
to
it's
your
my
stream on
stream?
Wednesday.
Yeah, and also that.
And also,
Will
on
she
stream.
die on Wednesday
Well,
before we find out if she dies on
You never
Thursday? Yeah. And then Thursday we'll be back with some more AO4, I guess, not Beowulf, because
Yes.
our saga is now well underway. Yeah, I cannot think coherent thought anymore. Huh. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Friday as well with some more Blank Flag. And other than that, it has been a pleasure. It has been an honor. AO4 yet lives. Brekka is down. Prospects are somewhat
Dog shit.
shaky.
But the gods are with us. So
Heck
we
yeah.
will live. I have faith.
Eye
It's
patch motherfucker better pull through.
glad you have faith. That is such an AO4 thing to do, honestly. But anyway, goodbye, I suppose.
Thanks for watching. Thank you so
you.
much for being here. See you next time.
Is it Thursday?
Is it Thursday? Oh my god, it's